We finally have news about the next Five Nights at Freddy's games. And I'm not talking about a cryptic maybe teaser, and I'm not talking about speculation. Real, tangible, legitimate news. And when it rains, it pours. Because I said games with an S. And I meant it, because last week on the 12-year anniversary, we got 2 separate game announcements. Some people argue they're the same game, but it's almost definitively 2 different games. So today's video is just going to recap everything that we got and what it might mean on the anniversary. That's everything that we heard about both games, which is admittedly not that much, and the other major announcement that Scott himself gave us. And then in the following weeks, we'll break them down and actually analyze what they mean. But today is just mainly, let's go over it, what it might mean, and we'll save the big speculation and analysis for the weeks to come. Guys, I get to talk about news again. Okay, without any further ado, slices, put on your aprons, and let's make ourselves a theory. The day started out admittedly a little rocky, because at first, the only announcement we had was a teaser for a real-world experience at the American Dream Mall. And we didn't even know if it would be permanent or what it would entail, but there was a moment there where some of us, myself included, thought that all of the teasers we'd been getting for the past 2 months was for a pop-up store, which did sting a little. I made a whole short about it. Luckily, within an hour of posting that short, I was proven incredibly wrong, and we got more information about what's opening up at the American Dream Mall. So let's just go over that quickly because I'm probably never going to make another video about it, and it's important to know. The American Dream Mall is this combination shopping mall and amusement park, but the amusement rides at this mall are pretty much all themed around some kind of intellectual property. There's a DreamWorks water park, there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle roller coaster, stuff like that. It's in New Jersey, like 15 minutes from New York City. And their newest attraction next year is a permanent Freddy Fazbear's Pizza restaurant, where you can actually go and eat. There's a playable arcade, and the most confusing yet exciting thing is that you can go behind the curtain for a quote, multiplayer survival horror experience. To me, that sounds like an escape room, because I don't know how else a multiplayer survival horror experience would work in real life. But honestly, this is an amazing announcement. Like, I was a little sour about it at first when we had no details and no other announcements, but now that we have the context of the full day, this is incredibly exciting. Not to mention, it was announced on Sunday that Atreyu, otherwise known as Deregular Sauce, the incredibly talented cosplayer and designer, is the creative lead for the project. That is a match made in heaven, and it tells me that this project is being dealt with care. They are putting this project in the hands of some incredibly talented people who are fans of the franchise. I thought a pool room would at least be relaxing, but honestly, I'm just bored at this point. Oh, hey, what's this? This message is sponsored by Raycon. Nice. Back to school season always has me thinking about what would have made my school life better. And when I think about it, Raycon's everyday clip earbuds are top of that list. Recently, I've been using these earbuds pretty much daily, and every time I go to work out. I find that with the right soundtrack, I can push myself a little more. And with their lightweight frame and memory clip, Raycon's clip earbuds stay exactly where I put them for the entire exercise, and comfortable the whole time. I mention this because being comfortable and secure are the exact reasons why they're the perfect back-to-school companion, especially with their open ear design so that you or the student you're shopping for can hear the busy hallway around while still listening to your music. Not to mention Raycon's signature audio lasting longer than the school day with 8 hours of playtime and 30 hours of battery with their charging case. All this and they're 20% off with today's discount. The everyday clip earbuds are the perfect back-to-school companion. Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/rytoastclip to get 20% off. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. Well, at least I don't have to listen to random water sloshing now. But I cannot wait to see what this place will look like, and I will in fact be there as soon as I can. It's like an hour away, so I gotta go. Maybe I'll try to vlog it. I've never done one of those before, and I only have my phone, but I could try, because I mean, I still don't have a real camera. I can't afford one. I've got a really good webcam. But as amazing as this announcement is, it's still just a cool location that some of the fandom is going to be able to go to. Granted, it's in a good location for travelers. You can just fly to New York City, and then it's pretty close to that, but But again, that's really expensive. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody wants to do that. So what are the announcements for everybody? What are the announcements that anyone can enjoy? Well, Steel Wool kicked things off with what seemed like an innocuous post. A guess the character video like they've been doing for weeks now with locations and characters from the franchise. This one very clearly being Vanny. But then 10 seconds in, that glitch happens. I'll play it back one more time. Something's being teased here, clearly. When it was just the restaurant, I was like, I'll just pay attention to it. But when this came out, I hit the go live button. I'm like, we need the whole community on this. We need to start solving. And on that stream, we spent a good 30 to 60 minutes trying to Photoshop together these frames from the video to figure out what we're seeing here. I think we came away with a pretty solid recreation. This, ostensibly, our new Vanny design. And look at her. That mask is horrifying. Maybe she's holding a knife, maybe it's a lever, it's hard to tell. This is a sick design, but what is it for? Well, one of the freeze frames was just of the mask, and in that freeze frame, in her right eye, is the number 2 in the Security Breach font. So it seems like the sequel that Steel Wool has been working on is either Security Breach 2 or Ruin 2. It's hard to tell exactly. Probably Security Breach 2, because Ruin is like not a standalone game. But regardless, one of our main antagonists seems to be this new version of Vanny. And because of this, a lot of questions immediately spiral about what could this game actually be about, what's going on in it. Now, I'll save most of my disparate thoughts for next week. I want to dedicate a video to fully breaking down and speculating what we have here, but I do have some immediate thoughts that I think are relevant to share for this video. Looking at this body, I'm pretty sure this can't be Cassie. I mean, Cassie's like 11 years old or something, and that's an adult. I have heard some people say that there could have been a time skip, and that is possible, but I do feel like narratively a time skip doesn't really make sense here. The last we saw Cassie, she gets trapped in a basement and Gregory is trying to reach out to her. The idea that she'd be gone for like a decade and then they'd find her feels weird. You'd think they'd immediately start looking for her and they know where she last was. After this plotline has been resolved, like after Cassie's been rescued and the Mimic has been taken down, I frankly expect a time skip after that. But for now, again, a time skip feels weird in the middle of this storyline. So if that's true, is Vanessa still captured by Vanny? Frankly, I'd been saying for a long time that the good Vanny ending makes the most sense going from Security Breach to Ruin, the one that frees Vanessa from Vanny. Because if Vanny is still Vanessa, that means that the ending of Security Breach has to be either the Burn Trap ending, the bad ending, or I guess the Van ending. Or theoretically the Fire Escape ending if this is actually 2 different Vanessas and not her like ghost looking sadly on what she became or something. To be honest, my initial thoughts before I take the week to really think about it is that more than anything, this looks like a digital manifestation to me. Maybe just of the mask itself. This is the digital version of what enters the mind of its inhabitant. That's what was inside Vanessa's mind and what's trying to get into Cassie's mind. Kind of like how the entity of Mexis looks like this in the AR world, the entity of the mask might look like that. But again, I want to take a week and really think about it and get a better, stronger argument. So for now, that's the design we have, and it's definitively probably Security Breach 2, possibly Ruin 2. But again, we often forget that it's Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruin, which would be weird, because then it would be Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruin 2. And at that point, we're getting N Knuckles at the end of it. But that aside, as cool as that is, it's not the only thing that we have to start thinking about, because something else incredibly cool was announced just a little bit later. Let me set the scene for you a little bit. On this live stream, we're photoshopping this together, we're trying to figure out anything else from this image that we can, and as we're really locked in on this, someone in chat said Mega Cat just posted. What do you mean? The Into the Pit devs? They're announcing a new game? I wonder if it's gonna be Fetch, right? Like, I'm curious. And this was only an hour after this Steel Wool post. So I sprinted to their Twitter account, and frankly, this was the most exciting moment of the day for me. I'm not exaggerating. We were live. Watch the clip. Mega Cat account? No. What's Mega Cat posting about? No, you're fucking with me. No. No. Ain't no way we're actually getting FNAF World 2. Surely you fucking jest. Surely you jest. Always bet on FNAF World 2, baby. And by the way, if you like live streams in general, don't forget that I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/RyToastYT Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 9 p.m. EST every single week. We usually play some kind of horror or FNAF on Fridays too. Okay. Honestly, Plush Shop's not too bad. I could see him being tough with our setup because we're so flashlight dependent. Plush Shop's not that bad. I'd open my fucking mouth. But yeah, this is FNAF World 2, like it just has to be. Not only is it a big 2 with the red digital effect similar to Old Man Consequence's Lake in it, but in the 2, there is FNAF World designed characters all over the place. And to really seal the deal, for some reason you're still questioning, look at the letters at the bottom. It's really hard to see them. We tried our best for a while. The best we were able to pretty clearly show is F and A, probably an F, and then an R near the end. Wouldn't you know it, FNAF World fits right in that spot. Similarly, I have a lot of thoughts about what this game might be that need time to percolate and deserve their own video. But just some initial judgment calls, I think this poster is already giving us some hints about what the plot of this game might be, specifically who the antagonists of the game are. We see our main classic roster of FNAF characters in the middle of the poster, looking up with determination, showing us this is the protagonist ready to face a challenge, and what's looming over them is Balloon Boy, Mangle, and the Marionette. At the top of the poster, looking down. In poster language, this is the looming threat. This is the antagonist overwhelming our protagonist, the thing they have to fight against. What that might mean is more speculative, and like I said, it deserves its own video, but it probably has something to do with Balloon World. Honestly, it seems like Scott did it again. He trolled us one more time in possibly the nicest troll he's ever done. He told us they were working on a sequel, not a 3, but a 2. And he was right, it's 2 sequels. It's Security Breach 2 and FNAF World 2. They were working on 2 2s. And honestly, I'm happy to see that it seems like the sequel Scott really wants to make. If it's truly going to be Security Breach 2 and FNAF World 2, both of these games have some stink around them that has haunted Scott Cawthon. He readily admits that he flubbed the development for Security Breach by not telling Steel Wool what the story of the game was supposed to be. So being able to run that back and try to make good on, frankly, the most popular game of the series is probably really enticing. And as far as FNAF World goes, he directly said on his latest Dawko interview that if he could go back and change one thing, he'd want to do another go at FNAF World and really give it his all and give it to a team that can give it what it deserves, which is exactly what he's doing. And just to be clear, no, we didn't get any release dates. We didn't even get official titles. This is still in the teaser era, but they're at least definitively teasers of new games that are coming out, which means I wasn't crazy. These are mostly posters to tell us that the games are in the works. And I'm just glad we finally know what's to come next for this franchise. We have something to look forward to, an area to speculate towards, not just wildly guessing. And I finally have something to talk about. I tell you, if this radio silence went on for another like 2 months, I would have been making an unironic Andrew Pizza analysis video. It was getting bad out here. But tell me what you're most excited for in the comments below. I'm frankly kind of more excited for FNAF World 2. I really like FNAF World. But in the meantime, if you want to know what I already was thinking about, you can go see this last prediction video I made going just off of the Spot the Difference teasers. If you want your fan art featured on the channel, make sure to share with hashtag ToastArt. And a huge thank you to our very generous patrons who help support this channel in lieu of the fluctuating ad rates of YouTube. With a special shout out to our breadwinners of the week, Madison Esben, Marks, Sam Pinnell, and Westwood Meadowlark. And until next time, as always, stay toasty, slices.